Babyface and the Heel is brought to you by Sleeves. Use code Backlog40 for 40% off your first order.
Goodness, we got some AEW fans out there. That's what
Here we go.
Sounds much better. The redneck put some corn on it, and now the audio is looking wonderful. We got Jimmy T out here with the corn-fed redneck championship, and we got the pickle man, Pink Machine, Alpha.
Give me a hell yeah!
Oh no!
Put that fake belt away.
That's Soul Train Jones. You don't make fun of Soul Train Jones, you understand?
Put that wannabe belt in the trash where it belongs, brother.
Oh, my goodness.
You see, what I did was, I could hear myself, and I like that a lot, but what I did, Psycho, was I took Unruly, and I held his head underneath of the toilet bowl, and I flushed. And he said, I will stop messing with your stream. And I said, one more flush, and I hit that button one more time. Ah.
You gave him a swirly.
I gave him a swirly. Notice he ain't chatting too much. He's off drying off his face.
All right, gentlemen. All right, gentlemen. Let's get down.
Day.
Is there any news that anybody has to say before we get into this beautiful episode of AEW Dynamite?
Now, there's a little something that Jimmy T has to say, and I'm not sure if everybody's well aware of the situation, but Alpha, our good friends, good friends of the show, lost themselves the tag team championships. And so our hearts go out to Ivar and Eric of the Viking Raiders, and we say, get your belts back, you see, or Alpha. Maybe Tony Khan's listening, and maybe he's reached out to Vince McMahon himself and said, take those belts off those boys, because we're going to take them. We're going to bring them into AEW. What do you say? What do you think?
I think AEW would benefit to the Viking Raiders, brother. I'm with you on that one. I like what they got going.
I appreciate that.
AEW would definitely calm down the Viking Raiders. I say the best thing that could have ever happened to them was them losing the titles. Now they got something to fight for. You lit a fire under their ass, and let's bring them. Let's see the real Viking Raiders go to town. That's what I want to see.
As one of the trainers, as one of the members of the career path of Ivar, I have to just say it is disheartening to see him lose in such a bullshit manner. You know, we always talk about the storylines, and one of the things we will get into today is the storylines with AEW. And the WWF, WWE, whatever they want to call themselves, they just have not had a good time with the storylines. They can't tell a story anymore because they hire themselves like, I don't know, sitcom story writers rather than wrestling writers. You know what I'm saying? And so AEW is bringing it back.
Jabronis is what the word you're looking for.
I think you just hit the nail right on that head. So we are not looking for jabronis over in AEW. What we're looking for is champions. And we have ourselves two champions ready to take the leap. Now, I don't know if they're ready to take the leap. Jimmy T don't know anything, but Jimmy T knows that Tony Khan should take the leap, get himself over there, bring on those two champions into AEW. But if not, I want to see WrestleMania. Jimmy T's going to WrestleMania. And he's going to be spitting all over those fans in WWE. Don't get near Jimmy T. You understand? I'm there to cheer on. One man and one man only when I go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's going to be me.
And I want to point out one other thing, Alpha. This weekend coming up marks the end of a season of football. Whether it's this weekend or next weekend, Jimmy T don't care. You see, Jimmy T hasn't watched football since the XFL. And this is a vintage Orlando Rage XFL jersey right here. And I want you to know that
It looks like shit on you, brother.
Oh, Alpha. You have to understand something. Just because it looks like shit doesn't mean it feels bad and it feels real good, you understand? I like wearing my XFL shirt and my merchandise. And I'm going to be tooting this horn all the way to WrestleMania.
Good luck.
Now, I'll tell you what, I got some actual news for you. I don't know if you guys watched this or listened to the Stone Cold podcast, but he had Ryback on there, and Ryback was saying that he wants to join AEW once he's done rehabbing. What do you think about that?
That's a big boy.
Wow. That is a big boy.
Yeah.
He's a little dangerous on the work, though. He hurts people when he works. That's
good. AEW needs that. They're doing tombstone pile drivers and everything.
Yeah.
He needs to put some people down on their asses to let them know a little something. But I think Ryback is a big boy. And one thing about Ryback, is it Ryback? Reebok?
Ryback.
Hey man,
Ryback.
he's a pair of shoes to me. So Reebok, he always seemed to pop up on social media, even back when I wasn't really watching too much wrestling because I was too busy laying in the hot tubs, you know. But somehow you'd see that guy's face and name everywhere, and I say that's a good thing. Any publicity is good publicity, and Jimmy T knows all about good publicity.
I'll tell you what, though, what AEW needs is a giant, a big muscular guy. They don't have any of them on the roster. They got the opposite.
You're talking about Jimmy T? I don't know. I mean, I have never really gone by a giant size, but my heart is just as big as any old giant.
Look at you, brother. You're fun size. Even your belt's fun size. Compare them. Right now, compare them. I can hold mine closer than you can.
I'm breaking out the gold. Oh, my God. Oh, you guys are getting crazy. All right.
Anyway.
Back it up. Too much gold on the TV.
You know how hard, you know how heavy this belt is to lift it out like this?
How heavy?
This
Oh, my God. Somebody getting a shoulder workout.
I think it's 200 pounds. This ain't easy.
Look at that plate. You can tell it's at least 200 pounds.
Let's toss it over there. We're here to talk about some AEW, aren't we, Ricky?
Yes, sir. Let's get into this AEW match or AEW matches. What am I saying? Holy crap. Let's start out with this Hangman Page with Kenny Omega versus SCU for the tag team champions. How did they start the show with a championship match? That's unheard of. That's why I like AEW. They take chances. They take chances and tell the story over a long period of time. That's what I'm talking about.
Doing, bro? I'll tell you what. I like it when they do that. Usually they put the championship match at the top of the bill. They're putting Jericho even in the middle of the card, and they're ending with the Bastard and an old Moxley, two non-title holders.
Hell yeah.
What do you think about that? Or are we just going to stay on me the whole night how it should be?
We're going to stay right on you. We're going to be looking at you all night. Jimmy was trying to cut on over to Jimmy. But Jimmy wants to say just one thing about this. You see, I just don't know. Okay, when you're looking at a team, you got to say, are they a team or are they not a team? And Jimmy T just does not feel like Adam Page and whoever this other guy, I think it goes by Omegaplex or something like that. Jimmy T just doesn't understand how these two can walk away as victors. But then he thinks about it, and he totally understands the whole entire time. You see, you have a specimen like Hangman Page. The guy knows how to put down a Versky or two. He's over there grabbing the audience. He's taking the beers right out of their hands, you understand? He's the crown jewel, okay? You tell me, when you look down at the bottom, and you wonder, who is this man with the beer above his head? The crowd going wild. You tell me right now. Ricky.
Yes, sir.
You're scaring me.
I'm sorry I'm scaring you guys. I'm just listening to you guys take. I mean, this tag match was off the chain. It had to be one of the best matches of the night. And the fact that they had a belt change first on a bill still blows my mind.
Jerking the curtain with the belt change.
That's right. That's right.
I cannot get enough of this show and the way they structure it. I mean, it's so different, and I just really like it. Really like it. So what was y'all's take on Hangman Page taking out or getting working on SCU? How did you guys think about that? Alpha, what you think?
He took him out single-handedly, didn't he?
You damn right he did. You damn right he did. I mean, and I really love the nuance that the storytelling is underneath of everything. How like you see that little division between Hangman Page and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. You see that little division going on. I really like that undertone that they do. What do you think, Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy sees this as a reckoning for a lot of the AEW folk who want to come on in and think they can just jump on the top of the bandwagon. You see, you got people like PAC who get these big contracts. You see, they come on in and they want a superstar status. Okay, Kenny Omega is a superstar. Young Bucks came in as a superstar. A lot of these people, superstars all over the world, but people who just know WWE don't know these folk, okay? But then you got yourself Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page comes on in and makes himself a superstar. And that's what I'm talking about. With Hangman Page, he is in this ring. He is celebrating. Look below. The crowd is loving him. Okay? And you put him on a boat. Okay? He's out there drinking, singing, hooting and hollering, having a good old time with all the fans. You don't think that that's part of the play? Okay? It is part of the play. I bet your bottom dollar that guy's buying every one of those drinks. And he's making those crowd happy. He's a smart man.
Right now, sir, Hangman Page has got to be the most organically over guy in AEW.
That's what I'm talking about.
You can't get more over than this guy. And I'm just happy that he's out there celebrating with the fans, crowd surfing, doing the whole nine.
Right there in his undies.
Great stuff.
You know, makes me want to get up there in my undies and just let people rub my butt while they hold the body weight. I don't know.
Drinking a beer?
While I'm drinking their beer. Don't even know what's in it. Sticking dynamite.
I was going to say that too, though. I love how he actually works the crowd. They don't have that much in AEW. Not even, I feel like not even the top guys work the crowd.
Yeah. Now, what do you think of the storyline where, you know, he's a little tipsy? We talked a little bit last week.
I like it. I like the whole. It's a good twist on the whole cowboy redneck image, and it gives him a character flaw to work through, and then you can get behind that guy. You can see the everyday man in that guy, and trust me, I think if AEW tells a story right, you're gonna see Hangman Page shoot up to the top of this business real quick and in a hurry.
You know, I really like his finisher. What they call that? The I want to say the buckshot.
Buckshot clothesline.
I like that a lot. Lariat. That lariat was so crisp and clean.
Do you think they're going to the well too often with Omega? He's holding him. He's holding the opponent back, and he's going to hold him so that old Hangman gets them with the buckshot clothesline, and then they duck out of the way at the last second. I think they're going to that too often.
Yes and no.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say yes or no. They're trying to tell a story. They're trying to get up to speed and try to compete with the WWE and build deep storylines as fast as possible. They don't have the 30 years of prime time built up, and so there are moments where I say, "Oh, that's happening a little too fast." But if they're trying to meet deadlines, trying to get people together for matches for certain events coming up in the future, they got to do what they got to do. So I understand it. If it happens every match, but Omega is just way too happy about getting clotheslined by his tag team partner. Usually that's a pretty significant move thing in the match, and he didn't even seem to give one shit, not even two shits. He just got right up, basically shook his hand, said that was a great matchup. I feel like Kenny Omega might have himself something inserted up into his anus because he's just a little too happy, a little too much of the time.
Oh, my goodness.
But he is a hell of a wrestler, though. He is a hell of a wrestler, I gotta say.
So I got an idea. How about next time Kenny Omega does that little thing he does like this, goes to do the old knee to the opponent while he's on the ropes, and instead the opponent picks up Hangman and puts his face right in the way of old Omega's knee. What do you think about that?
I bet you we'll see it next week because they're watching.
Tony Khan, write it down. I know you're watching.
You know Tony Khan is on this stream.
So
just he is in the background.
I think he goes by the name the Buddhist. If I'm being honest, I feel like Tony Khan might be secretly the Buddhist. But with all this craziness in the tag team division, and we see ourselves looking at new tag team champions. What does this breakdown of the rankings really look like to you, Ricky?
The tag championship rankings to me. I know this was just posted, but it kind of I don't know. The Lucha Bros are at 0-1.
They reset. They reset at the beginning of the year, so this is just. They said that the rankings were not going to carry over, or I'm sorry, the rankings carried over, but the stats reset.
Okay. That's good. I like that. As far as the Young Bucks and the Dark Order is already up one.
I want to know if you look at the only team out there right now that deserves a shot in 2020. Oh, we all
watch Dark Order takes the belts next week.
I really like the ranking system. I think it's good. But who determines who gets the shot and when?
Vince McMahon.
It's starting to seem like it, though, brother. It's kind of starting to. It's starting to get too predictable.
What you say that for?
Alpha just hit it on the head. There's a little predictability. I do digest back to what I was saying before about they're just trying to speed things up, trying to get us to where we need to be. But yeah, you look at this list down below me here, and you see Dark Order on that list, and you just gotta chuckle a little bit. I mean, at least put Jurassic Express. Just put 3 names down there before you put the Dark Order, because it just doesn't make no sense. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. There's no continuity to it yet. There needs to be continuity. There needs
and I will say
a prize.
Just so people don't think I'm a total fool, I will say I do stand by the storyline of the Dark Order. I do like where they're going with it, but as a tag team, they ain't in the top 5, 6. Let's just be real.
Yes.
Stratlander should be higher than them, all by herself.
Whoa.
She's by herself in the Andromeda Galaxy, brother.
That's true. That's true. So, Alpha, who do you see coming up, climbing on these tag rankings?
I mean, Ivar and old, what's his name, of course.
Oh my God, they're not even in the division.
Nah, they're always in the division.
Holy
now, honestly, I can't think anybody else. I feel like Private Party should definitely be above old, the Dark Order.
I I kind of agree with you on that.
How are the Lucha Brothers below the gosh damn Dark Order? I can't get over it.
Wow. Yeah, I think the Lucha Brothers need to take on a Dark Order just to redeem themselves.
Oh, could you imagine if they demasked Phoenix and put one of their masks on them?
That would be. Now, I stand by.
I would throw up so quick. Oh my god.
Who needs to be writing AEW's goddamn show? Name one person right now.
Alpha.
The Alpha.
Damn it.
Jimmy T will defer to you on that one because I don't want to be writing the show. I want to be watching it.
I agree. I like watching the show.
I'll tell you who I want to be watching. I want to be watching me some Britt Baker.
Oh my gosh. Was this an electrifying match or what, brothers?
How about that hip toss from Priscilla?
You know, they trying. They are trying.
They're trying to devalue women's wrestling as a whole. That's what they're trying to do.
I want to hear what Alpha has to say about this entire match, beginning to end.
Well, I'll start with the walkouts, brother. I've never even heard of this Priscilla Kelly, but the way she went under them ropes was kind of nice.
That was all right. We call that.
All right. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that.
Or in Jimmy's world, we call that delicious.
There's a lot of corn in that one.
Golly, what was her nickname? The sluttiest slut in Satanville or something like that? What the hell?
The devil's seductress or something. I don't know.
Like that.
They packaged her up good, and she did look pretty decent out there on that boat. But she didn't really fare very well, did she, Rick?
No, sir. No, sir. They need to have some more. I don't know how to.
Practice.
That's a good
word. Personality. I can keep going all day if you want.
Oh man. Now, I wouldn't mind. You can lose the charisma for a little bit. You got to at least hook your legs on your own submission when you put it in on somebody. I mean, what the hell is going on?
And why does Britt Baker? She has her all locked up. Can just do this. She could just take her hand, do that right in her mouth. But no, she's got to be like.
You said it yourself. She turning heel. Now, she should probably take a look at the Alpha's playbook here to be a perfect heel. But Brooke Baker, she, just like the Alpha, you come on in, you make everybody think you're the good guy, you smile real nice, you show those beautiful teeth of yours, and then you say, "I'm a dentist," and everyone says, "Yeah, we know." And you say, "I'm a dentist," and everyone says, "We know." And then you rub it in, and everyone's like, "Shut the fuck up." And finally, that's finally what happened this week. She come on out, man. And what did she say to Tony Schiavone? She says to him, "Oh, that was pretty damn good, I gotta say." When she went heel, she went straight for the jugular.
She called him out for being a Starbucks barista.
Now, I don't know if there's truth to that story, but I hope that there is. Google that shit.
And when it hurt him because he looked away and said, "Motherfucker."
He looks right at the camera and just says, "What the fuck?" And I gotta wonder if that was such a real what the fuck or not. Like, I guarantee you that she's being coached or somebody. When you do these roasts on the Comedy Network, they have a writers forum and they get up there and the people talk, right? But that's what we're dealing with here. Brooke Baker wasn't that funny, but that was a pretty slamming promo there. I think that she knocked a couple pegs off of fluffy hair. And
there's no way in hell they told Schiavone that she was gonna say that. That reaction was pure and too on time for that to happen as rehearsed.
But
no fucking way.
I love when that stuff happens And I do have to give JR one more shout out because JR is in a I don't give a fuck kind of mood.
He is, brother.
And as they're talking about Britt Baker, he says, "Now she is a licensed dentist, for real, for real."
Yo, also during the match, did you hear JR call him out for how bad it was?
Yeah.
He goes, these clotheslines are missing by a lot.
I do believe this will only help the product because when you pretend that this shit is real and that everything is real, and you know that the audience knows it ain't, okay, we just are enjoying ourselves. We're getting letting loose a little bit. He's bringing it back down to reality, and they'll be able to look at the tape and they'll be able to fix those glitches. And I have to defer again to the Dark Order. They actually put a promo package together that did not air on TV, but it did air on the internet, of the guy that was missing by a mile. And they were like, what are we going to do with him? And they're like, get rid of him. So while they're trying to build up their leader of the Dark Order, they're also making fun straight up of the shit that goes viral on the internet. And I say that's a smart thinking. You don't, Vince McMahon loses his mind. Okay, he doesn't know what the hell's going on. Fire that man. I guarantee you they didn't fire the person who was doing that. That guy's still training in whatever facility he came out of. And, Dark Order 2020.
Can't take yourself too seriously in this. I really like that approach with AEW. So what are these women's rankings looking like, guys? What do you guys see with them? Do they even have them out yet?
Take a look at the desk real quick. Take a look at the desk. Look at Tony Schiavone. He says, what the fuck? That's the look of a defeated man. And right there, she says, I'm the hottest girl on the boat. and then she says, I'm a dentist.
When's the last time you seen a dentist, Jimmy T?
Golly.
Oh man, I just yesterday got myself some updates to my teeth. Just yesterday I did work on a little bit on the incisors over here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you do? Get the Fixodent pulled out of your throat?
That's a story for another stream, my man. Story for another stream.
How to with Jimmy T.
Oh, that was a close one, though. That was a close one. So, anyways, the rankings. Okay, we're talking about the rankings.
Yes, sir. Women's rankings.
I mean, who's gonna stop the man, the myth, the legend, the number one? What the hell is her name? I don't even know.
Is that Nyla Rose?
Yeah.
Are you talking the champion Rico, or are you talking Nyla Rose?
I'm talking Nyla Rose. Who's gonna stop him? Her.
I've heard some rumors. I don't know if it's true or not. Is she both people?
I'm fairly certain Nyla Rose was born and raised to become the most destructive force in the women's division in AEW.
That may be true. I cannot deny that.
Jimmy T supports
it. She's got an advantage over everybody, but it is what it is.
I don't know. You put her up next to that Rico Suave, and they're both about the same size, I say.
So where's Awesome Kong in this? I don't see her in the rankings at all.
She's right there, brother.
Where's that?
5.
Oh, 1-0? Is that her? She looked
That's
good
her.
for in that picture. Holy crap.
They got it photoshopped, brother. Don't let it fool you.
That is Photoshop for real. Holy crap.
We don't cut any corners here on Babyface and the heel. We tell it like it is. And I'll tell you right now that
Photoshop for real.
That's got all the filters.
It's a pretty good thing here. We talk about Riho, and she's a little wily, little scrappy young fella. But when you look at Britt Baker, she's trying to change the perception and she's trying to reinvent herself. She sits there at number 5 on the rankings, 6, whatever she is, right? Because the champion's 0. Does she have a chance to climb above any of these people above her right now? What do you say?
Of course she does. and they're gonna bill her as such. I mean, in reality, I don't think her talent even comes close to any of them people.
No,
Statlander's the best one.
I mean,
I agree.
But Awesome Kong don't have no skill set.
She is humongous.
Yeah, but she have no skill set.
She's got a talon blade.
That is true.
Yeah.
She does know how to
just cut a girl up.
just scalp them.
Cut a bitch quick.
But seriously though, this list could be the Muppets, and I'd be more interested.
I agree. You know, I think when we look at the women's division, we really have to look down at the whale tail, and we have to say who's going to take it. They're trying to build this brand, right? And Riho takes them into Japan, and takes them into the Asian market. And Riho herself is a big star, big star. What do you think? Is Riho going to be hanging on to these titles for a while, or is Tony Khan going to say, no, we're taking those belts and we're going to give them to the Andromeda Galaxy?
God, I hope so. I hope they take that damn belt from her. She's the most boring character on the list. I'd rather listen to them talk about Britt Baker being a dentist again before I watch another Rio match. It's the same moves every time. No personality. Can she even speak English?
I don't think so, and that's part of the problem, I say.
How are you supposed to relate somebody in a market that they can't even speak the language?
Give him a manager.
Oh, that would be good. Who would be a good manager for her?
Oh, definitely the no, making Riho lead the doctor. No, the lady that comes out with she has the baton and the mustache.
Oh no, dude.
Lady.
That's another
like
thing. Whenever she's on the show again, I got something to say about her gimmick, brother.
Oh, Jimmy loves that gimmick. Oh boy.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, that's it. So who do we see coming up in the future here for the ladies?
Statlander. Statlander's gonna rock it to the top.
I hope so.
And I think her nemesis will be that chick from the Nightmare Collective, Mel, the bald-headed Sinead O'Connor chick.
It's gonna be Dr. Doom.
Yes, Dr. Doom.
It's gonna be Dr. Doom. She's gonna come on out and she's gonna take the belt from Riho herself. I can see
there
it.
There you go. Come on, Dr. Doom. What you got?
That's because she's a doctor, not a dentist.
You're scared of the dentist, ain't you?
She's gonna skip right over. Anyways, so we're talking a little bit about the women's division, but then we have ourselves a barn burner of a match.
Damn good match right here. The 6-man tag.
God. I can't get over the Jurassic Express taking on the Inner Circle. Jurassic Express, they don't have the look of a menacing tag team or faction, but man, do they deliver in the ring. I mean,
yes,
what an entertaining group of guys. When I first looked at them, I was not impressed. But as they put on a show, my God, you got to admire them.
Everyone knows every week in and week out, I talk about how the Jurassic Express are just about my favorite tag team in all of wrestling outside of the Viking Raiders. And I do have to say, I don't care which two, okay? But I like the three. I like that the AEW is bringing a lot of trio matches, trios. They even have a ranking for threes, okay? I hope they bring a belt for triple tag teams. I think that'd be the way to go.
That'd be cool.
I think they are. I think I heard that they are actually going to bring in a faction belt of some sort.
And if they do that, that's good because, with the expanded to 2 shows, they got to have a couple of different variations. And if they just go with the World Championship and then the Intercontinental and then the U.S. and then the European and then the this and then the that and the Backyard Championship, it's just stupid shit, okay? But if you bring it and you start rekindling a little bit of the fire and you say trios are a way to go, okay?
Yes, sir.
I would even be as much to say I'd like to see a stable, a quad, if you will. And I would watch that. And I don't know. I'd like to see the Jurassic Express get themselves a little lizard, or I don't know, some kind of female to round them out, give them 4. someone to bring him on out, settle that little Marco stunt down. Sometimes he needs a little bit of a little smack in the hiney to chill him out.
Something to get him to stop walking around like a drunken man.
What about that life vest? That life vest was priceless.
That was cool.
He looks like he'd be a hell of a time to party with. I will say that. I would have a beer with that man or kid or whatever he is, and I would not buy it unless he showed me his ID. I wouldn't serve it to him, but I would be there.
How about Jungle Boy getting burnt on a pyro?
I was gonna say he got his ass kicked from the pyro, brother.
Pyro
he wouldn't stop pointing it out either. My brother tried to no-sell it at least.
Well, he posted something on Twitter, on Instagram, and Jason Priestley himself said congratulations on the reply. Like, he said, this one's for my daddy. And Ric Flair was on that boat. It looked like Jeff Hardy was on that boat. And that tells you something. AEW is turning heads. Chris Jericho's turning heads. And if they could pull in a Ric Flair, put Ric Flair into the Jurassic Express, I would say that's that would be an interesting twist.
Oh,
that would be a good one.
That would be interesting.
Can you imagine that? Holy crap. Wow.
It would be so fitting to have someone like Ric Flair come on out and talk about Marco Stunt. I could just see Ric Flair losing his goddamn mind. Oh, it would be so hell yeah. I would be so stone cold about that. I would love it every second.
You gotta love that shit. All right, gentlemen. What we got next? We got a Joey Janela taking on MJF. Holy crap. What did you guys think about this match?
This match caught me out of nowhere, brother. I didn't even realize these guys were going to wrestle.
I mean, I thought Joey Janela was going to be taking on Mr. Phoenix.
Yeah, I was in the same boat. That's what they were saying last week.
And they're selling a goddamn cage match. We're over here fantasizing about blue steel belts and cages and all sorts of shit. And we don't even get to see Warlock fight. It doesn't even make no sense.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Why are these guys wrestling?
I don't know. I don't know.
There's no storyline here. MJF has Cody between his fingers. I mean, at least put him in there with somebody from the, what do they call themselves? The Elite.
Yeah. But okay, so what happened during this match here, Ricky? Just talk us through a little bit of the match, the ending of the match, and what happened to Joey Janela.
So MJF gets superplexed by Joey Janela from the top, and Joey Janela's ex, Miss Ford, comes out, and with her new man starts having some PDA everywhere, some public displays of affection, which throws a distraction onto Mr. Janela, and MJF gets a roll up.
I will say to Tony Khan, if you're looking for some kind of triangle of terror storyline, I'll jump on in and be Penelope Ford's other ex.
That way you and Kip Sabian and Joey Janela can have a menage a trois.
A three-way. I'll be in the back with Penelope Ford.
That's a lot of corn.
That is a lot of corn.
So what happened? Keep going, brother.
No, just saying. So MJF gets the win, right? He rolls him up.
He didn't roll him up.
He didn't roll him up?
He did not roll him up, brother.
What did he get him with?
He dropped the old Buddy Rogers on him.
The double cross, right? He gets him with the double cross.
That's right.
I mean the pin. The pin itself.
What do?
What does old MMA Marks do after he gets one of them knockouts on that UFC game he played?
Oh, he dips his balls on it.
He drops the balls right on their face, brother.
MJF did put this little nuts right on the tip of his chin, didn't he? Oh,
he
man.
pinned him right with his ball sack. That was a perfect pin. Whoever wrote that one.
He calls that one.
Damn, that was a good job.
Sweet chin ball sack.
Oh, my
God. Man. So that brings us to another situation here where we have ourselves a little standout, a little Cody MJF moment, if you will. And so I really like this. I really like where they're going with it. It's just a match. Let's get it real, okay? It's just a match. What's the big deal? We've seen matches. What's so big about this one there, Alpha?
Well, I'm going to have to quote my old brother, one of my best friends in the world, Chael Sonnen. It ain't about the punches and kicks, brother. There's more to it to sell a fight. And we're talking about the storyline. MJF's dropping that mic. Cody's getting pissed. MJF's kicking that mic out of his reach. Cody's getting pissed. So what's Cody do? He calls in his buddies to sweet chin double music, and then they throw his ass in the pool. It's the storyline, brother, and they're still building it.
I agree 100% on this. The little nuances that MJF does as a heel, everyone from TNA to New Japan, WWE, take notice. This is how you be a heel. This is how you get the crowd going on you. This is what you need to do as a heel, is them little nuanced things to get into your opponent's head and just be a dick. And
flipping off the crowd and everything.
Yes. 100%.
Finally.
Just straight up. They were muting those chants in those situations when they were talking. It sounded so shitty because they had to mute every time the crowd was in unison saying fuck. And it was so great because it was like, it was fucking hilarious. I was surprised they didn't just play it, but it was probably too crisp. And being on that boat.
It's on TNT. You can't play that.
They've been cursing here and there, but it's fucking hilarious because on a boat, I mean, you could yell from one end to the other and hear it. So they probably coordinated. I guarantee you, if I was on that boat, I would have had them all chanting Statlander or something in the middle of that match. And we could have made it happen. So, hats off to the crowd there. It was a pretty hefty crowd. It made for a really good moment here with Cody Rhodes. Would have liked to see him up on that steel cage, but it was a little windy. When
are they doing that cage match?
They did not seem to give us a date.
I thought that was supposed to be on the boat.
It was, but they probably said, fuck that. It was probably a little too windy.
Holy shit.
The pool throw was a good touch too. I mean, It's not like it's that damaging, but the pool throw did end up being a good touch. I thought that was all right.
They chanted, "You can't swim, you can't swim," and he pretended he's all splashing in a 3-foot pool.
that reminds me. Does MJF oversell too much?
Almost. It's up to the line, I think.
Let me ask you.
To that line.
Let me ask you a question. Did Kurt Hennig oversell too much? Did Ric Flair oversell too much? Did Bret Hart?
Hell no.
Did Owen Hart oversell too much? No, they didn't.
No.
They made the sell, and MJF is making the sell.
You think MJF's on the same level as Ric Flair?
Whoa!
Woo! Y'all gotta start at age 20 or 21 or 22, and I'd like to see Ric Flair way back then with his brown hair.
Oh,
ain't the same.
God. Ric Flair with brown hair. I ain't never heard of nothing crazier.
You know what, Corn Tooth Coward, you might have convinced me. All right, I like MJF's oversell.
Yeah. Think about when Kurt Hennig would
Omega when they went to this promo. How did that go down?
This tipped the tails for me right here. Look at Paige just pounding BS, just pounding him.
He's keeping him going.
I had a video I wanted to play where he's just walking away, crowd surfing with the crowd while Kenny Omega's celebrating in the ring. And look at this.
I love that about him.
So funny. I love it.
He don't even give him a high five or nothing. He's like, all right, I'm out. And then he just freaking gets in the crowd.
Right here, he absolutely demolishes the Young Bucks. He says, yeah, I'm surprised I did. I'm surprised we got this before you. And then that's the look right there. That's the look on their faces. Disgusted.
I love the look of disgust in the Young Bucks' face.
Kenny Omega just recharged his batteries, so he's like, "This is all good. Everything's fine. It ain't fine, Kenny Omega."
Man.
I kind of want a rift between a faction and AEW though.
Yeah, it'd be good. They're obviously building up for a Kenny Omega Hangman Page feud for the future. Something to do with both men. I do see Page coming out on top on that feud, but I see both men coming out on top because I think both of them are hell of a wrestlers. But I do see an evolution of building that upper mid card right here with these two, and I look forward to it.
Can you imagine? just imagine with me for a second. Hangman Page being the biggest babyface in the company, and Kenny Omega being one of the biggest heels. Is that possible?
I hope so. I hope they do something with Omega because I feel like he doesn't have a character.
Oh, Omega's gone his entire career, but just being the good guy, just being the hard wrestler. He doesn't really have anything more to offer other than putting on the best matches.
He's just the best technical wrestler, and that's it.
I mean, that seems to be his gimmick.
We need to see some depth. This ain't Japan. This is America now. You got to get some depth in you. And I think this is going to be good for him. I hope Kenny Omega can rise to the occasion. And I love the nuance and the little jabs that they take over weeks, not just one big storyline like WWE does. They're telling a story over time, which I really enjoy. It makes me want to watch way more now than I did with WWE.
I'm gonna agree with that. I like that. I
agree too.
I agree. So we wrap up the whole entire card with this main event, Moxley versus Pac. What did you all think of this match?
I thought it was basic, brother. I mean, they obviously targeted the eye, but I feel like they didn't tell much story with it. You know, Moxley's going over at the end, and Pac's doing the job because they're the same damn character, just Moxley's better. And it just was a standard back and forth match with the caveat of Moxley's eye was damaged.
Well, they did bring in Jericho to the announcing booth, and it was interesting to hear him talk casually about the eye. Like, oh, he really has a tender eye there. He's gonna have to watch. It's like, okay, that's cool. You did that with a knife into the eye socket, but the kicks. I gotta ask, the kicks from Pac straight to the eye socket. There was a couple of them, pretty good, pretty interesting kicks. Outside of that, Steve Father caught you drowning me like one of your French girls. What you over there with that pen?
Making it as masterpiece.
That's right.
Oh, you don't want to know what I'm drawing.
Oh, I can see you right over there, right on your paper.
I'm playing with something under the desk. Can't you see my hands are under the desk over here?
Leave that pickle juice alone.
How do you think he refills that jug?
Oh, that's so nasty. Oh my God.
This is a good
first time, brother.
Now quiet down. This is a good time to segue in and tell you about Jimmy's cream style sweet corn. Probably some of the best corn you could ever have. You can crack the top up of this corn.
Oh my God.
You don't even have to heat it up. You just pour it into a cup and you just drink it like a whiskey or a wine. It is so fine.
So fucking nasty.
Straight from the farm, right into the can. They only let it sit on the shelf for 1 to 2 years, and then you have yourself a most delicious. You don't even have to add any extra sugar. Jimmy T puts that sugar right in that can.
That's some nasty shit, Jimmy. Nasty shit.
I would say it is some delicious sweet corn.
Alpha, I have to ask you, what do you think about John Moxley taking your gimmick and your character?
Bullshit.
I'll tell you one thing. It pisses me off, brother. I got 2 words for him. Turnstone pile driver. If he keeps it up, he's going to learn what it is.
Yep.
And I got another 2 words for you. Sharpshooter.
Oh,
I'm going to do this straight to his head.
Oh, shit.
Now, for those of you
Take
not...
my gimmick again.
Now,
He keeps that up. His gimmick's going to be the Val Venus gimmick where he gets his old, choppy pee-pee.
I got to ask you a question here because I heard you say something just a minute ago, and I have not been able to catch your streams over the past week or 2. Did you just say sharpshooter?
You're gosh damn right, brother. The sharpshooter.
How do we
kick to the turnstone pile driver?
What do we do on your stream with that sharpshooter?
We just lay the whack down on jabronis with it now, brother. I'm not drinking out of this thing anymore.
What happened? What?
I tell you what, brother. I got sick, and you know when you get sick, your mind starts wondering like, what got me so damn sick? And I thought maybe the alcohol was reacting to the rubber in this thing, and it was like causing some sort of adverse reaction. But I'll tell you what, that kind lady at Poison Control said I was good. I did call.
I noticed you took that off your stream options.
I'm fucking done. Oh my god.
My boy was over here doing 4 shots in one. Every time he'll get 600 points. Fucking ass taking.
You know what, brother? I ain't scared.
You scared. You're scared.
I'll do it right now. I'm feeling right now.
You're scared. You ain't.
This was for you.
Not again. You were out for a whole week. Oh,
He's going.
Oh my god.
I ain't scared.
Oh, he's going to the hospital. Oh my.
Somebody call Poison Control. Oh my god.
I'm choking. Oh,
I
I'm
already
dead.
called Poison Control, brother. No, it's good to go.
So is the sharpshooter back on the menu?
I'll think about it. You got to consult my team.
I'll redeem my 600 points right now. That's at least 4 shots.
It's all for the fans, brother.
Oh, it's right. Well, I tip my cap to you. That's one hell of a shot. One hell of a shark. And so about the match.
Oh my god.
That sharpshooter shot was more exciting than the match, brother.
Somebody please clip that and send that to me. Holy shit.
So Mox,
tell me I'm wrong though.
I mean, I enjoyed the match a little bit, but I feel like there was a lot of problems wrestling on this boat to be able to pull off the high spots. I mean, you saw, I don't know if you were watching, but when Pac did his 619 or whatever he calls it, the flippy floppy, you could see the nerves in his tippy toes doing this on the edge of the rope.
Which one, the front flip or the black arrow you talking about?
Both. I'm going to be honest with both. The front flip too, but I do have to say I was very, very big fan when they're climbing to the top and Moxley gives him a push and Pac does a full backflip all the way off the top. A full backflip onto his belly. One hell of a push. And he follows it up with the worst elbow drop I've ever seen. Right onto the knees. I have a feeling there was a bit of a wooziness of wavies causing some of the problems there. So a match like this, it wasn't the best match I've ever seen. Ain't gonna get match of the night from me though.
I heard they laid down and talked to the ref for a good 45 seconds. Is that true?
I'm not going to lie, brother. It didn't keep my attention that much to keep watching it. I thought the best part of the damn match was the crowd chanting F your boat to the other boat.
Fuck your boat. Yeah.
Fuck your boat.
I do like that paradigm shift. The finisher, the double underhooks, way up and at him, lands him right on his head. goes for the 3 count as they go off the air. It was a decent match. Again, not going to be my match of the week, but you know, it is what it is.
You think there was a more predictable match on the card than this one?
Well, I called it last week. She is a dentist.
But you got to admit, when that other slutty girl slut butt was walking out to the ring, you're like, maybe they're going to put this chick over because that might get some ratings for the women's division.
Oh my God, slut.
Win or lose.
From now on.
I like that. Now, win or lose, we all win on that one. I think that Priscilla Kelly is a superstar in the making.
I know she is. I seen her on old Red Tube.
Oh, ooh, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna take a smoke on that one. Oh, we all having fun.
Hey, you brought it up. Cue up the match of the week, brother.
So this makes Jon Moxley #1 contender, correct?
Yes, it does. Yes,
He's been #1 contender, but he's still fighting Pac. I mean, what's going on here?
So what does the rankings look like in the championship division?
Hold on, we're going to talk about MJF, Michael J. Friedman again.
Oh my God!
Nah, I'm just hitting the buttons. I'm just hitting wrong buttons.
Redneck producer on lock.
Oh, Michael Jacob Friedman's back on the menu.
Now you all try to do all this all the same. This is we're just going to put Michael J. Friedman box up there. Because I just want to talk a little bit.
Oh shit!
So real quick before we talk about match of the night, just because it took me time to do this, we're gonna go over here to the solo rankings.
Yes, sir.
We got a 0-0 champion has not wrestled as a solo champ. He's trying to pull the Brock Lesnar, I think, as the champion. But as you can see here, look right below me, right about my waist high here. We got Cody Rhodes. What is he doing on this list?
What the hell? Why is the Spanish God on there?
Sammy Guevara? Are you serious?
Solo champ.
Sammy Guevara is gonna beat Jon Moxley. You don't even know.
He almost did. Gosh damn, brother.
I mean, we should see Luchasaurus on there if we're gonna see Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega hasn't wrestled a singles match in quite a while.
Right, he's the tag team champion, no singles matches at all. He's ranked 4.
Cody is not allowed the belt ever again. Shouldn't be on the list.
This is worse than the UFC rankings, brother. Let's just put it out there.
Where's DDP?
Yeah. just put them that old tag team that they keep featuring on there, them guys with the white hair mullets.
Yes.
I don't know who the hell you're talking about. Oh, you talking about rock and roll?
Is that what you're called? The guys that got power bombed through the stage?
Legends, the original rockers, they say.
You put them on there, might as well.
That's Randy Morton and Bobby Orton, I think.
Michael Jackson, Frying Man. Anyway, sorry.
Oh my goodness. So let's get into what we have as the best high spot of the week.
And now, the high spot of the week.
What did y'all have for your high spot of the week? Let's start with you, Jimmy T.
All right, so Jimmy's going to tell you a little bit about the high spot of the week here. There was only a few high spots, and that's because I think of the rocking and the teeting and the tottering of the boat. And we also did not see the outside of the ring had no protection. Okay, we're talking top of the wooden boat, the deck. You understand? And
Fuck your boat.
So there was one moment. Hangman Page does a little bit of a flippy floppy into the crowd, and I don't know. I was gonna pick that. I was gonna pick the Hangman Page into the crowd, but then I thought about it, and I said, what was a better moment? And when Moxley gives a little push to Pac from the top rope, and Pac does a full front flip, back flip onto his belly. I gotta say that's the highest spot of the week for me.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
You tell me one better.
Come on, Alpha. Give him one better.
Okay, I gotta give a runner up because it was. I don't know if you saw it, but in the old tag team championship match, Kazarian did a jump from the ropes, turned around, did a flying leg drop onto I thought that was a pretty cool move. Have you guys ever seen anything like that before?
I don't think I have either.
I do recall seeing what you're talking about.
2 inches one way or the that guy would have got a butt to the face.
Oh yeah.
Would have got himself a Priscilla Kelly.
But seriously, there's no better move of the night than Marco's stunt off the top of Luchasaurus. I love how they have the biggest guy in the show and the smallest guy in the show, and they work well together.
Yeah,
they do. Yeah.
Hats off to Luchasaurus.
Yes,
I do like me some Luchasaurus. Ricky, what do you got?
Now, my high spot of the week was something not like super high, not super technical. It was Frank Kazarian launching Adam Page from inside the ring to outside of the ring and hitting him with that diamond cutter, it looked like, onto the ramp. That was a very well done spot, and that gives my high spot of the week.
We got to talk about that, brother. Are we going to start having to add a bump of the week as well?
A bump of the week?
Some of these guys, there was like 2 or 3 times on this episode where I was like, golly.
Yeah.
His neck is broken for sure, brother.
Yes.
Yeah. I like the idea.
Does not work safe. I will say that. AEW does not work safe at all. Holy crap.
Although these guys are still wrestling every week, so,
hats off to them.
Hey,
should we take an over-under bet on when somebody is going to break their gosh damn neck?
I got Marco's stunt breaking his whole body.
That dude's like a rubber band. He ain't going nowhere. You know who's going to end up breaking the neck? You know who's going to end up breaking the neck is someone like Orange Cassidy. For real, just,
Orange Cassidy.
he'll be on the top rope ready to do one of his maneuvers, and someone's just going to accidentally hit the rope, and he'll slip and just break his neck. They'll say, no more pile driver.
Stuck in his pocket. He can't break his damn paw.
Yeah.
I think we should add that. I think we should add a bump of the week and talk about these guys breaking their gosh damn necks.
I'm all for it.
I'm all for it too. Let's do it. Cause
and now, the promo of the week.
You got Sammy Guevara jumping to the top of the rope, and you got Darby Allin doing coffin drops on the apron. I mean, somebody's gonna get hurt eventually, and it's like trying to watch a train wreck. You just can't wait. It's gonna be great.
Ricky, you seem kind of weird to me. That scares me. If I see a train wreck, Jimmy T's gonna go try to help. He ain't gonna watch.
Well, hey, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
Yeah, you're weirder than Jimmy T, that's for sure.
I don't know, brother. It's a toss-up right now.
Alpha.
So what did y'all think about the promo of the week? Let's move on. Get out of my weirdness.
Now, I'm going to do... It's hard to do a face turn when you're already the face, but I'm going to go right now with the Britt Baker promo, turning heel on Tony Schiavone. That actually got my attention, brother. Her making fun of him for working at Starbucks, saying she's the hottest chick on the boat when she's maybe a 7 at best. And it actually got me interested in the women's division. Hopefully she can keep this charisma up and keep the character up, because playing the old dentist card's getting old.
Yes.
Jim agrees. Sorry to cut you off there, Rick, but I wanted to say, I think you were asking me earlier, we wanted to see my card, my outline, and I think you tried to cheat because I picked Britt Baker as well. There was a couple of promos here today in this card that were pretty decent, pretty solid. MJF knows how to cut a promo, but this is Britt Baker breaking out of her shell. She's trying to move on from being just a dentist and trying to be a professional wrestler. And she did have some, I'm sure she didn't write it, but if she did, hats off, tip off to the cap. But Britt Baker really nailed it on this one, and I got to give her the promo of the week. Ricky.
Yes, sir. I agree. I agree with Britt Baker being the promo of the week, but was it just Britt Baker or was it Tony Schiavone?
Oh, Tony Schiavone.
Reaction.
He nailed it.
I mean,
he did.
That sold the promo for me. That got my attention. I had to rewind it twice to see exactly what he was saying. Because, man, that reaction, you could tell that hurt his soul. That hurt his heart to see that. But I had a feeling that you two would pick Britt Baker's promo, so I had to go a little different. And I went to MJF and his nuancing of the heel that he is. That is my promo of the week. MJF dropping the mic on Cody, kicking the mic out of his reach, and ultimately getting Sweet Chin music and thrown in the pool.
Don't forget the fingers, brother. The fingers put it over the top too.
I can't forget that. I can't forget that. Yes,
he did. He did. He slammed those fingers right down the crowd's face. Fuck you all.
There's something about a good finger every once in a while.
Yes. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
And
Spice
now,
things up a little
the
bit.
storyline of the week.
Yes. So moving on. Let's see what we got with the storyline of the week, guys. Storyline of the week. Who has the best story in AEW right now? I mean, hands down.
I'm going to take this one because I don't want Jimmy to be overshadowed by Alpha's pick here. But Jimmy Thompson's going to pick Hangman Page, Kenny Omega. They're building this storyline up, and I just love the way they're going at it. Seeing Hangman Page just crowd surfing to the crowd, grabbing beers, he's really playing up the character. He probably enjoys every second of it. I would if I was there. And they're also working in this Dark Order trilogy thing with Hangman Page is hovering over his head. So I don't know exactly what they're going to end up doing with this, but I am excited to see. We did talk about it earlier. I don't need to get into it too much more. Alpha.
You know what? I'm going to go with Hangman Page as well, but I'm going to go with the better storyline, and we're talking about the rift between Hangman and the Elite. I'm looking forward to seeing how they end up working that and seeing where they're splitting the Elite down. Is just Hangman going out? Is Omega going to keep trying to, mend that friendship or whatever that's called? They can't even high-five each other, but that's definitely my storyline of the week, is seeing where that goes.
100%. 100%. I agree with both of you picks. I mean, you guys, oh my God, you guys called it right down the middle, right like you saw it. And the Hangman Page storyline has to be not only the best storyline in AEW, but I think the best storyline across all of WWE, TNA, New Japan. I haven't seen a better told story yet. This story has wheels, and I can't wait to see where it goes. And the one thing I will say that I like how AEW does it is they take the best babyface and the best heel, and they split them up into two different storylines. So you got Hangman Page, who's on a superstar train to be the next biggest star in the business, and then you got MJF still feuding with Cody as he is the best heel. I like the way AEW does that. That's my pick for storyline of the week, is the Hangman Page, and the difference between they keep Hangman Page and they keep MJF away from each other. Good job, AEW.
I like it.
And now, the match of the week.
So moving on, let's move on. What we got next? We got the best match of the week. And I mean, come on, guys. Is there any even a little bit of doubt in this one? They started off the show with the best match and they could not get away. I know I'm kind of jumping the shark here on this one, but you got to give it to Hangman Page and Kenny Omega with taking on SCU.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop here. Rick.
Alpha's disagreeing.
Well, hold on.
Right, tell me why, Alpha.
You are so off, brother.
Ricky, you gotta stop sucking Hangman's. You know what I'm talking about here. Get off the horse.
Hold on. He was great this time.
His revolver.
Pretty certain Alpha and I are gonna be on the same page. Alpha, go ahead.
I'm getting tired of us being on the same page, brother, because I know I don't like you. I'm just putting it out. I do not like you. I want to murder you. I'm only here for the money.
Oh, my God. Whoa. Hold on. Back up just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's all. We just need a little bit of space. I know you guys don't like each other, but you guys have a lot of good points, and you guys agree, surprisingly. So prove me wrong. Why wasn't the first match the best match? What do you got to say, Alpha?
All right, Jenny, let's just do it on a count of 3, brother. We're going to go on 3.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready.
1, 2.
Moxley
3,
Pack.
6-man. What, brother? Shut the hell up.
Come
We
on.
already talked about that. That's the worst. That's like barely better than the women's match.
Holy shit.
It's the 6-man tag team match between the Inner Circle and the Jurassic Express.
Oh, my God. I'm so glad we all have different picks.
Jenny's lying. He's lying straight through them corn teeth of his.
I do have to say.
I know he's got the 6-man. I see it on his notes right here.
Don't you look at my notes, you mother. I do concur. I do concur with the Alpha. The 6-man tag definitely was probably one of the better matches I've seen.
You got 3 roll-ups on old Jericho from the big man himself, the Big Show, Marco Stunt. And then Jericho does that spinning back out. What do they call that? Jericho effect or something?
Oh, the Judas.
Oh, the Judas effect right on his freaking forehead. That little boy goes down faster than a sack of potatoes.
You know, when Jimmy used to use that move on his nieces and nephews, it didn't put him out like that. Didn't put him out like that. But I did have experience with a maneuver similar to that. I did use that on Razor Sharp, Master of the Universe in All Cities. But he got right back up, so I don't understand what's going on with Jericho. Maybe Marco Stunt is just made of pudding, because he goes down like a little pile of blood. But he does, man. I thought it was pretty funny having 3 roll-ups and then just an elbow and a pin.
You're like, is Marco going to roll up Jericho? I thought he was going to get him with some sort of secret little man technique.
Now, I do got to say, in my notes over here, Luchasaurus just kind of manhandles Chuck Yeager or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
It just, and I was really missing some Luther. I was thinking Luther might come out this match, but no Luther either. But it was a little bit sloppy match, a little bit, because I think that the Rocket Boat, these guys are used to flying and jumping off the top rope, and I do believe they were having some drinkies with Adam Page the night before. Some video came out of Marco Stunt and Moxley doing some karaoke. Looked like a lot of fun on that boat. We got to get ourselves there next year. Come on, the 3 of us. Imagine that next year. We got ourselves a little podium right there next to the ring. It sounds so good.
I already got my invite. You guys didn't get your invite yet?
Oh,
they invite the refs last.
It said something like invite cruise 3, triple threat cruise. You're the guest of honor, something like that.
No. You read that wrong. It says they need a jobber. They need a jobber.
Well, none better than the World Virgil Federation champion.
Oh my God!
I will say this, okay? Tony Khan, you let me into that federation of yours. I will let Soul Train Jones beat me for this belt and put it.
That's a good storyline, brother. That's a good one.
I will do it, and I will do it. I will say it right now.
I'm
Soul Train
changing my
Jones.
storyline of the week right now to Virgil kicking Jenny Thompson's ass.
Yes.
I will let it happen.
Virgil Federation belt.
If he
pay per view on that one. Holy shit.
If Virgil himself held this belt above his hands, above his head, and raised this belt above his head, there ain't nothing better than a child storyline that I would be able to rest in peace.
That would be awesome, bro.
I would then clip his ankle and take my belt back.
Oh man, with that being said, guys, what about the superstar of the week? Who was your superstar
And now,
of the week?
the superstar
Coming
of the
in
week.
right now, not of the whole month, not of the past, just based off the show. Who do you got, Jimmy T?
Now, there's only one man that
there really is.
There really is.
One.
There's only one man, and his name is not Moxley. Okay, storyline of the week. You got all these things. The one man we keep talking about is Hangman Adam Page, and this week was his week to shine. When I went to AEW back in July, okay, they came to Jacksonville. We had a crowd of people, and they didn't know who was who. Okay, some of these names stood out. The crowd didn't know who Sean Spears was. The crowd didn't know who George Janela was, but the crowd knew who Hangman Page was. Okay, the crowd around Jimmy, and they were booing Hangman Page. A lot of them said that guy sucks. He's not a good wrestler, and I didn't understand. I said he's all right. He's pretty good. Put a good show. You see that evolution to today, and Jimmy Thompson would crack a beer with that man. I do have to say, Hangman Adam Page, tip of the cap. This was your week, my brother.
I agree wholeheartedly. All right, Alpha, do you have anything different or do you agree?
Unfortunately, I got to agree with you.
Oh my God, I thought you hated this man. What are you doing?
I hate the man. I want to shove a turnstone pile driver so far up his nose it makes his butthole bleed. But he's right. Hangman Page is over. You could tell straight off the bat he's walking out. They're all chanting Hangman shit, cowboy shit. He's in the ring. Everybody's cheering for him. In the middle of the match, they're chanting cowboy shit. He's chugging beers with people. He's working a gosh damn crowd, which is something that's missing in this whole organization. And then he does that promo at the end where he calls out the Young Bucks. Look at that. So nice. Everybody is trying to hand him drink my beer. Like, drink my $20.50 beer that I paid for. Just take it from me so I can tell my friends you drank my beer. The man is so over.
Yes.
He is. He's just taking beers from everybody. He's even taking beers from Tony Schiavone, I bet. Making Tony Schiavone cry.
What the fuck? Oh my God. Yes.
He is over. Yeah. He is the superstar of the week.
That's my pick was Hangman Page. I mean,
and I know it.
He stole the whole damn show, brother.
Yes.
And he's kind of got a cheesy gimmick, but I mean, it's starting to work for him.
It ain't cheesy if it's working.
I could do without the little necktie thingy, whatever. It makes it look like he's trying to be a male stripper.
Dude.
I don't know what it is. His little jersey thing he's got going, leather thing. It's probably a little bit thicker, but a little bit manlier looking vest. Jimmy T would see a little bit more because he's got a big girth. You know, he's a bigger dude. He's not a little skinny man, so it just looks like he's a big guy in a little jacket. Okay, he wants to look a little tough. I like now Jimmy T.
That's a stone cold look, brother.
Jimmy T came ready for the occasion for Hangman Page.
Oh, no.
So, this is Hangman's week.
Yeah. It is Hangman's week. So
should I pull my pistol out right now? So I came prepared as well.
Hey.
It's a gun-free show.
I'll take your other eye.
Right here.
Disqualified.
I'll take your other eye, brother. I'll take your other eye. I can't good focus on this.
Get that fake guy out of here. It looks like apple juice mixed with orange juice.
It ain't apple juice. I can't display it very well in this jug. I'm going to have to use a different jug.
That is some nasty shit.
But I will pour a little bit of eye juice into my Jimmy Thompson's Cream style sweet corn.
Drink a swig of that right now.
Oh my God! I dare you to.
If I could open it with my fingertips, I would.
I
Unfortunately,
dare you.
Jimmy T only seals his cans with the finest of steel.
I'm talking the eye juice.
Drink the eye juice. Drink the eye juice. Drink the eye juice.
Coward.
Look at Jimmy T. Look at Jimmy T. Is that a strike of fear I see?
Drink the eye juice. If I'm going to sit here and drink out of the sharpshooter, you drink the eye juice.
I'm fairly certain the eye juice is toxic.
Coward. You gosh damn window licking, butt pirate, pumpkin headed, dick trickle, filthy animal, curtain jerking coward.